Okay, welcome to session 25 of Dark Heresy, Felonies of Faith. Last week we had finally reunited the party for the most part. We still haven't got Theos reunited, regrettably. Let's see, we came to level 40 where there's an enforcer station. And there were Arbites and enforcers ready and waiting to greet you as they had Tyrann. Okay, apparently Brooke lost me.
Twice now. But it might just be my internet. Because I'm not at home.
Okay, and please send messages in map tools, okay?
Okay.
Unless they're private messages, of course. Okay. Right, so we came to meet up with the enforcers and Arbites, and they were already ready to meet with the party because Vern flashed his badge at the auto turrets, and B, and this one might be a little more important one, Tyrann was already up on this floor and had recently experienced a bit of a demonic incursion. Tyrann was in a traumatized state, and nobody seemed overly eager to say hello to her. There was some tension, and the party asked for medical attention and a place to perform an interrogation, a sanctified place, by the way. And there appears to be typing of messages. Right. Fuck. Right. So, and so, where were we?
The interrogation.
Okay. All right. So, yes, we set up an interrogation for the pet. That was Vern, Ariane, and Haley. There they learned of the physical description of the leader of the cult that they had recently tossed up. The area of operation of said cult, levels 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, 15 being their home base, and those other 4 levels being their buffer zone for defense and whatnot. The demonological information. Apparently the pet had been tortured for years, probably a decade or more, with what Vern figures was the express purpose to please Slanesh. Haley was also aware that this was heretical actions, torture is, it's not exactly heretical in and of itself because the Imperium does utilize torture for its own methods, but this was definitely heretical torture. And Ariane, having no forbidden knowledge, just kind of shrugged her shoulders and like, know what the Imperial Creed says, but as for specific heresies, fuck that shit, I know. They ultimately subdued and injected the pet with lethal contents of a needle. And when the pet stopped twitching, they called in for the enforcers to clean up the body. While this was taking place in the infirmary, Tyrion saw the body, Dags, and freaked out. I think you got like a 80-something on your willpower.
That or probably 74, one of the two.
Right, you rolled 74 like 4 times last week. So yeah, Tyrion flipped her shit and ran away. To it, Alexandra commanded the enforcers to stop her. And very fortunately, Tyrion ran through the armory when an enforcer already was armed with a Weber. And that was a very successful webbing. Tyrion was subdued and brought back to the infirmary for treatment. While that adventure was taking place, Talia instructed the surgeon to perform some Medicae on Shelby. And then when Alex returned, Alex was the next one to be treated. And then Tyrion. Oh, dear Tyrion. The medic attempted to subdue Tyrion with, what's the word? A
tranquilizer.
Sedative?
Tranquilizer, thank you. Sedative, yeah, that's also good. I was thinking laxative, and I knew that was totally wrong. Sedative.
So funny.
I don't think that would subdue her.
Exactly. So a sedative was attempted to be administered, but Tyrion's twitching and flailing accidentally caused said needle to go in the wrong place. And she flatlined. Tyrion died. But by the grace of the Emperor and some quick medical attention and a birth fate point, Tyrion will live. At this point, I believe, is when Byrne, Haley, and Arianne returned to witness this. Arianne never received her medical attention because Tyrion was taking up all the time, and ultimately decided to just proceed with their investigation. Everyone, except Tyrion and Alexandra, went down to the crime scene. Alexandra stopped at the cafeteria to get some decaf, and what was the other stuff you were getting?
Just snacks, basic things we can eat when they get back, and so we can talk.
Okay. And the rest of the party went down to a center, basically, where a bunch of Verispex agents were examining the scene. There were lots and lots of blood splattered around the place. Cogitator terminals and monitor screens and whatnot were all overturned, and the desks were used as makeshift cover. And luckily, you were all jaded, so none of you were immediately forced into a willpower roll. Talia managed to get one of the Verispex agents to hand over a data slate with all the information of what had been going on. Shelby just hung around Talia. Byrne and Haley and Arianne were poking around. I think Arianne was the one who recognized the confettied body parts as belonging to one of the witches.
Yeah.
And eventually you all made it into the warden's office, where you found the naked warden with a sword that was described by Pet as belonging to the cult leader, lodged in the warden's head. I did mention he was naked, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Okay. As well, that's when Arianne's aspects, now handed over to Haley, started blipping about a warp anomaly detected. Please inform the Inquisition immediately.
That's funny.
So they exited the warden's office and asked Talia about something. I can't recall exactly. Talia at that point asked, wasn't there a picture recording of this entire area, considering there are so many picture recorders in all the walls and the corners, etc., etc. After a little work from Haley and Talia together on the cogitator, they were eventually able to retrieve the video, and they watched it, in which they witnessed what... Oh, you lost someone from the call?
No, I don't think so.
It says Brooke was disconnected.
Yeah, Brooke is trying to load in. She's on the hotel's internet, so it's being used by a lot of people.
Okay. Should we wait for her, or?
Oh, we're just doing we're just going over what we did last session, so I think we can just continue on. She'll be back by the time we get done, I think. Hopefully, at least.
Okay, well, what I was about to say is the next part is we're going to use Tyrion's recounting, basically, of what took place, unless she ends up making the story. So... She said, uh-oh, in Skype.
That's not a good thing.
Yeah, generally not. Well, she's not responding at the moment. Okay. So, yeah, I was going to just ask for her version of the story, basically, because, yeah. What does that sound?
That's my phone, sorry.
Oh.
I was just about to say it sounds like someone's phone.
Okay, she needs to be added back into the call, Bob.
Bobo?
There we are. Okay, we're back, Brooke?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at this point, it would be what they reviewed on the video footage would be, well, unless you want to change your story, exactly what you would recount as what took place. And were you still planning to start us off with that?
Sure.
Okay. So after watching those videos, is pretty much where we left off. So would the party immediately proceed to go with Tyrion and question her? Or did you guys want to do something else before that?
First of all, as soon as the video we saw would end, Vern would go to his for his microbead and try to contact Alex.
All right. Well, there's not going to be any sort of interference or anything.
Okay.
So you have a clear line of conversation if Alex is receiving.
Alex?
Yeah, I'm meeting you, Vern.
Okay. What's Tyrion's situation?
She's a little out of it right now, but she did mention a name of something in her ramblings.
We'll be right there in a moment, but for now, could you, subdue her, tie her to the bed or something? We have not some good information about her and the events that took place here. She might be corrupted, partially at least.
Oh, okay. I'll see what I can do.
Yes. Don't let her. Yeah. So.
Go ahead.
Do not let her leave the room, and keep someone there just in case. Keep an eye on her.
Well, I'm right here, and I don't plan to leave at the moment, so I'll be here to keep an eye.
Okay. We'll be right there.
There already are 4 enforcers watching over her. The chirurgeon is also monitoring her. And while she isn't strapped to the bed does have that option if Alexandra wants to request it.
Considering what she's been dealing with for this day, as soon as she knows anything's gonna go on, she's gonna okay, she's gonna get up to Michael Bay and just turn to the forces. I want her tied and manacled as much as she can possibly be.
All right, give me a quick command roll. Be funny if you fail this. Yeah, no problem at all. Chirurgeon won't even raise a stink despite, her patient being in poor condition. And the chirurgeon will direct the enforcers on how to properly confine Tyrion to her bed. Brooke, is Tyrion likely to wake up and throw a hissy fit, or are you just going to let her passively cooperate? Brooke, can you hear us? Did we lose her again?
No, she's connected to the call.
Uh-huh. Unless it looks
Brooke, if you
like
can...
she's...
Oh, she's typing. Okay.
Where is she typing?
I'm not typing. I don't.
Okay, we can hear you now if you were...
She would be attempting to fight it, especially after all that has happened in the last, hour, I would assume, or couple of hours.
All right, well, you're going to be... roll toughness to see if you take another point of fatigue or not. Bearing in mind that you're at negative 30, I think, to this roll.
Oh, I thought it was only negative.
Oh, you're right. So it is only negative 20.
Oh, I think that just misses too.
This is by 5.
So close.
Tyrion will be quite tuckered out from the experience.
I'm just too.
But eventually they will be able to fully subdue her.
Doesn't make it easy.
Okay. So the rest of the party, are you all going to follow Burns' command and proceed back to Tyrion, or what's the plan there?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I heard Scout say yes.
Yeah, I think we're heading back.
Oh, Joseph, okay.
Never mind.
Yeah. Yes, will Shelby be doing anything in particular?
She wants chocolate.
Sorry about that, everyone.
It's okay.
No problem.
Okay. Well, at this point, this would probably be when Talia asks Shelby what's up. Shelby would request her chocolate, and Talia would ask one of the enforcers that are escorting them if there's any chocolate. The enforcer will have no idea what chocolate is, to which Talia will then say, well, just anything that's sweet, to which the enforcer's jaw will drop and say, looking for sweeties right now. Talia will just say, forget about it. Proceed anyway, regardless. And so, I guess Steinbacher will be the one to escort you all.
Kind of happy I actually grabbed a table full of snacks and not just coffee.
All right. Well, on your way back, you would pass through the cafeteria. Is Shelby going to attempt anything at that point? Trying to get her to notice what?
Oh, Shelby. You so silly.
Well, Talia will sternly but quietly tell Shelby that we have more pressing matters to attend to. Once we're done with Tyrion, you can come right back here and get something to eat. But on the chance that your abilities resurface, I'd like you present to let us know about Tyrion. Right, so we will just move everyone on over. We'll go back to the ops center, through the chapel, through the armory, and eventually make it back to the infirmary. Okay. At that point, Shelby, go ahead and roll awareness. I do not believe 59 is going to do the trick. Now I guess Talia may as well. Well, actually, hell, everybody can roll to see if they notice. Talia doesn't notice. Her attention is apparently fixated on Tyrion.
Where are we? There.
Shelby notices the crap out of the snacks. Haley, I mean.
So, yes, Haley, if you want to recap for some donuts, they are now present on one of the desks near the entrance to the infirmary.
Vern is not aware.
I am not hungry.
But he's
doesn't need fuel.
But here's the thing, though. He's a cop, and he's not noticing the donuts.
Oh, nom 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 nom. Nom nom nom. Oh, Boba
So Haley is eating then?
I took a donut.
Well, Vern, you will see the enforcers standing watch over Tyrion and the Trojan monitoring her. Would Alex still be standing right next to Tyrion, or would Alex have ventured elsewhere?
She'd just be keeping an eye on Tyrion with her hand near her pistol.
All right. Well, proceed with your show.
Okay. One would walk closer to Alexander and basically wave her to come closer.
Mm.
The other enforcers and surgeon don't need to know about this. Has anything changed in her?
Not really. She talked a little bit when she was coming out of what they did to help her. She said the name Spencer, and that was someone important to her.
Spencer. Name does not ring a bell. Anything else?
She mentioned her homeworld as well, but she was a bit out of it. Do you think this Spencer person and that, which she said earlier, may be connected?
I don't know. Although she has gone through a quite a shocking situation.
She's had her. She's always been willing to jump into a fight, but I've never seen her run away scared like that before.
Is she awake?
Nah. She's in and out of it. She's heavily medicated right now.
We need to talk to her. Vern will whisper the next part extremely quietly. She had a contact with what we assume is some kind of demon.
Alex's eyes would just go wide, and she would just look at Tim with her hand getting closer to the pistol.
We got some video footage of that, what happened, but some of it was, not working. But we need to ask her what happened during those parts.
Do you want to move her, or do you want to have me clear the place out?
Well, at the moment this will suffice, but we really need to talk to her about what happened.
Okay. I'll get them to move, and I'll get them to move and leave the place. Infirmary for right now. Also, if you're feeling tired, I bought some snacks and stuff over here. I think we might need it.
No time for that.
Yeah.
Show me!
Sees Haley's face completely covered in white powder. Okay, guys. We need to talk to her in private. So you guys need to clear out of the infirmary for right now.
I assume it's a command roll.
Yeah.
He pointed to the corner of the desk.
I generally pointed to the direction where the snacks were when I was saying that.
It said it was there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Shelby would see them, Talia, move them out to the open.
When we left off last session, this guy stole a mug. The surgeon that's there stole a mug of coffee. This guy right here stole one.
Ooh, beautiful, Shelby. Slap him with your glove.
Is Reezy here?
I think he went to go answer that call that we heard in the background. Well, I was going to fate that anyway.
Sorry, everyone. I was muted. I've been talking and talking and talking, and I'm an idiot. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I was going to fake. I was going to fake that command roll anyway.
Okay, so Alexandra will be using one of her fate points.
I don't think that's enough.
No, with the fate reroll, that is.
Oh.
Because your command is 73.
Oh, even with the minus 10?
Oh, you're right. Sorry, there's a minus 10, so 63. And then with fate, you get a bonus. So plus 30 up. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I still have 5.5 more days of that trauma.
Brain trauma.
So, by grace of the Emperor, you do command them. The Chirurgeon will state that she'd like to stay by her patient. Are you going to press the matter, or are you just going to tell her, no, you're out too?
If we need you to come in, we will call for you, but we need to speak to her with private matters.
Why didn't you just go Inquisition though?
Everyone else is meant to leave as well?
Yeah. What we're going to be talking about, none of the NPCs need to hear.
That includes Stig and Lit?
Yep. can stay in the room.
I'm leaving it up to everybody else. I'd rather have them stay. I like these two.
They can stay in the room, but they don't need to be, close by.
They're currently standing over here. So do you want them to stand over here or outside?
Actually, Vern would tell them to watch the door.
Do as ordered.
As we get
would Ariane start using her ability during any of this?
Yeah, I suppose so. I didn't realize that I was actually in the room at this point.
Well, why wouldn't you be? Like, where would you have gone?
I don't know. I just didn't realize I was actually there.
Okay. So as I understand it, you spend a fate point to activate it.
Yeah.
And then you test perception.
Yes. I need the updated copy of my character sheet. Unless there's nothing really that changed other than that one corruption point.
I'll let me. Ariane is presently fatigued, so she would have -10.
How much fatigue? 1 fatigue?
3.
3? Wouldn't that mean she's unconscious?
Nope. If she got 1 more, she'd be unconscious.
Okay.
You're at your fatigue cap.
Well, she's probably not going to carry that book for right now, then. But yeah. So, perception is 51. So, is it just base perception?
Sorry, what was that?
Is it just base perception? For
base? You know what? I'd say scrutiny would be appropriate here.
Okay.
So you get plus 30 from scrutiny.
Okay. So that gives me a threshold of 71. It's 1 degree of success.
No, actually, your threshold. Oh, you're right, because of the -10, I'm an idiot. So 71. So. And then, let's see.
That costs a paper.
It says that full action, sustain, okay. So, okay. The rules are a little ambiguous, but it looks like once you've switched it on, you can technically use it on anybody in the room.
Okay.
So are you just using it on her right now?
For the moment, yeah.
Okay. So the dominant color in the target's aura. All right. Brooke, are you present?
Yes.
What would you say the 3 strongest emotions in Tyrion are right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Fear dominating just about any other emotion. I can't really think of any others.
All right, so fear is dominating her emotion so greatly that you can't detect any other emotions right now. Her physical and mental health are both very poor.
BT, can I interject?
What's that?
There's probably a faint sense of love, but
Sorry, what?
Love?
But dominated by fear.
Okay.
Is it directed toward anyone? that something I would discuss with?
Well, let me see. I don't think you'd be able to tell direction. And slow. Well, okay, greater understanding of the emotional state. The fear would definitely be overwhelmingly related to a recent event. And you know what? I'd say you can probably even detect the slightest hit of corruption from corruption and fear being related. Not necessarily that she's corrupted, but that the fear has a base in corruption. Insight into the target's nature, habitual tied to the sentiments. Habitual. She is what's the word? Not instinctive. When you do something without thinking, it's
Rash.
Rash, yeah. Rashness. There's one other word. It ends with the UAL.
What's the rashness related to? Like, what's the rashness related to?
Just in general, it's you're getting a sense of her habits.
Spontaneous? Are you looking for that word?
What word?
Okay.
Spontaneous.
Spontaneous? No, not exactly. No, recklessness is close, but there's a UAL word. I just can't think of it at the moment. Like the last three letters are UAL.
You know, I'm usually good at this game, but not tonight.
Yeah. Anyway, you will have +10 to your fellowship if you want to do any charms, deceive, or whatever with
what about
her.
What about what the love is related to?
It's so incredibly faint that it's distant, even on top of being incredibly hidden by the fear.
It's distant on top of being what?
Hidden by the fear.
Okay.
Turns emotion, biological feedback. Yeah, she's fatigued. You can tell that. Not so much intoxicated as, drugged. She would be in pain, but the drugs are compensating for that for the most part.
That's obviously anesthesia.
She's critically wounded, and she does not have any psychic powers.
She does not have any what?
And so...
Psychic powers, you said?
Yeah, I think... I don't know if it's my end or a Bobob's call, but it sounds like the call is dropping out a lot.
That would be
I
full
can barely
book.
hear you.
For me, it's understanding books keeps on dropping the call because of the internet.
Yeah, no, but it sounds like nobody else can hear me.
I'm hearing you just fine.
I can hear you, but you're...
At least in my end, the call quality is dropping.
It's low quality.
It's at best decent.
You go a little robo at times, but it's still there.
Mm-hmm. That's about right. So
well,
I can understand what you're saying sometimes.
Right, so that's everything that you can get out unless you want to spend another fate point for a reroll.
Nah. Did I spend a fate point in between our sessions, or did I decide not to? And how many wounds do I have?
Well, I don't believe you, or did you use that fate point?
No,
I don't think
was
you did.
Going to try to bum some throws off someone else so that I could buy the Carnodon instead of...
so since you didn't use any fate points, you will be at exactly 0.
Okay.
But now you are restored to 3 fate points, but you had to spend 1, so you're at 2 fate points.
Okay, so I'm at 0 wounds?
Yeah.
Okay.
And are you content with this much knowledge, or did you want to use a fate point to re-roll that scrutiny?
It's still a bit enigmatic, but I'm not sure. I mean, if she You know what? I will reroll. It's most likely that I will get a better result out of it.
Okay. So you'll only have 1 fate point left at this point then, but you may roll.
Okay, cool. And I get a bonus, right?
Yep, that's right. So plus
So
30.
my threshold is 101 now.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Oh my god. Are you serious?
Oh,
No,
so
wasn't
close.
that lovely?
So close.
So it's not confirmed, and technically, because that was a reroll, I'm still going to let you have the information that I already provided to you, but I'm going to say your powers abruptly end, and you will not be able to look into anybody else.
Okay. That works. Okay.
Well, at least you prompted the right god for being inquisitive.
But so as we gather around the Tyrann, is she awake at the moment?
Semi-lucid?
Okay.
So can we question her?
We'll sorry?
So can we question her?
Yes, I was.
She conscious
do
enough
that.
to answer questions?
Whether how well the questions she answers is just based on how well she's handling the drugs.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So Vern will start talking. Tyrann, can you hear me?
Is that you, Vern?
Huh. Yes. We need to ask you a few questions.
I told you everything already.
No, we need to know about what happened in the room with the thing.
I know, and I told you. She was there, then she wasn't, then the thing disappeared.
We need to know more than that. As much as we know, you might be corrupted by it, because we have video footage, picture footage of you and it and some, was it Arbite?
Arbiter.
Enforcers.
They were
Enforcer?
enforcers.
Okay. Some enforcer getting cornered by that thing, and then the picture went corrupted. Next thing we know, we see it, well, doing what you said, but there's quite a long moment where we can't see anything. We need to know more about that.
Just from an out-of-character perspective, do I know what Tyrann saw? And, like, was that shared with me?
Did
Are
you
you-
watch
Sorry,
the
what
video?
was that, Scout?
Oh.
What?
Did
what you
Ariane
ask?
watch the video?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. Sorry, you weren't present for my description of what was on the video?
I was not.
Okay. So, well, I guess I should recount it anyway for prosperity's sake. The video showed, 4 witches portaling into the room, ambushing the enforcers that were there. The enforcers shot at the witches. The witches were protected by a blood shield, would be the easiest way to describe it. This was the
Okay.
same shield that the witches used to defend themselves when you guys attacked them. And yes, these are the same witches that escaped from you after you attacked the cult.
Okay.
The enforcers were getting slaughtered left, right, and center. There was the leader of the cult, who you'd recognize from the description the pet gave you, who came into the portal last. And she seemed to argue or command with the witches, and the witches attacked her. She fled for cover, and then the video went you witness her going into the warden's office, and then the video goes staticky for a minute, maybe 2 minutes. It's hard to say. When the video comes back, the battle is not going well for the enforcers. Most of them are dead at this point, and the witches are seeming to be invigorated by the combat rather than harmed. One of the enforcers seems to break off from the group and runs into the cells, where she seems to wake up one of the prisoners, who is the only prisoner, rather, and it's Tyrion in an orange jumpsuit. And you'd be able to recognize her when Tyrion gets up and wakes up. The enforcer would hand Tyrion the key ring. Tyrion would open up her cell, go to a weapons locker, gets all her equipment, straps in. So this would be Ariane's first time seeing Tyrion naked, but not the first time for the rest of the party. It's unremarkable. Tyrion would gear up,
Okay.
Even though I made a remark, it's unremarkable. I know. Tyrion gears up, gets her weapons ready, goes invisible. After a couple of seconds, becomes visible again and seems to talk with the enforcer woman. She then goes invisible again, and the enforcer woman goes out into the war zone, for lack of a better term, and trips and stumbles, and the witches notice her. Tyrion becomes visible again, hunkered down in cover with, I think there were 3 surviving enforcers in that. She talks with them momentarily while the female enforcer dives for cover. The witches launch red lightning. Tyrion tries to fight them, but she's in too much pain. She stumbles and falls. Something else. Something big happened before that. As soon as they make it all into cover, a bunch of corpses are levitated into the air and spiral around, getting closer and closer to the location where they're all under cover. And realizing that this is bad, the female enforcer grabs a desk and uses it as a shield. It was a very smart move because then the corpses all explode. No fire or, traditional explosion, but the corpses erupt outwards and bone fragments and blood fly everywhere, killing one of the enforcers outright and wounding another one of the enforcers.
Okay.
Tyrion, the female enforcer, and the third male enforcer were all protected by the desk. That's when Tyrion tries to attack one of the witches, but stumbles. The female enforcer tries to throw the desk at the witch, but does absolutely horrible and nearly crushes Tyrion with the desk. In fact, from some of the camera angles, it almost looks like she does get crushed. At which point, Tyrion seems to yell at the woman. There is a little more of a skirmish, the red lightning. Both Tyrion and the female enforcer get hit by the red lightning. The female enforcer seems to get very energetic and angry. It runs right up to the closest witch, grabs its head, and snaps its neck. At the same time, Tyrion tries to approach the next closest witch. At that point, the remaining witches seem to double over in pain as one of their 4 neck is snapped. But they recover and lift Tyrion into the air with their psychic powers. As they do this, one of the witches, the skin boils and it strips off, and 2 black horns jut out of the side of its head, and it suddenly levitates itself into the air. And with a snap of its fingers, the closest witch to it, confetti.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that witch confettied, the last witch just kind of keels over in pain. Some kind of sympathetic link would be a guess from Talia. And at that point, Tyrion and the female enforcer try to crawl back into the prison cells, while the demon host casually floats over to the male enforcer, touches him on the forehead, and he turns into a grotesque monster as his body basically turns inside out.
Right.
The demon host floats over to the next male enforcer, repeats the process. By this time, Tyrion and the female enforcer have made it back into the prison cells and are trying to run or hide. And then the demon teleports in front of Tyrion. Tyrion feebly tries to attack it. It just holds up its hand, and she suddenly stops moving. The female enforcer runs up, and static. The static lasts about another 30 seconds to a minute, at which point, while watching this, Vern was saying, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. Or was that out of character, Frosty?
Yeah, that was out of character.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, he didn't. Getting tongue-tied for nothing, but he was saying that can't you make it clearer? But, not going full-on fry, fix it, fix it, fix it.
Okay. So Talia and Haley poke at the machine spirit, and eventually you get video back just in time to witness the demon host ripping the female enforcer apart and eating her, bit by bit. Its mouth descended down to where its belly button would be, basically. And it saved the head for last, which seemed to gloatily shake in front of Tyrion's face before popping it in its mouth as well. Also, those two grotesque transformed enforcers were basically guarding Tyrion as this was taking place. After that, the demon host evaporated into multicolored fire, and the two grotesque creatures crawled into an air duct that was about a tenth of their size, leaving Tyrion to just sort of cry meekly on her knees until she eventually picked herself back up, got to the exit to the cell, and was immediately greeted by a group of enforcers and Arbites who were ready to storm the room. She flashed her inquisitorial seal, and basically at that point they escort her away, and the various Specs agents come in.
Okay. Who turned into the demon host, or was it did it just sort of show up?
Sorry, what was that?
Did someone turn into the demon host, or did it just appear?
One of the witches did. Its skin boiled and then ripped away. The skin was like vacuumed off. It just sort of all condensed and disappeared, and the two black horns popped out of its head. So it was basically a flayed body with two big horns and a very... Well, was I able to show the icon to you guys?
The creature things it made?
Yeah, here. I'm going to move the tokens up to the room so that...
I think you showed at least the token for it.
Yeah, I'm bringing it over to the med bay to show you all. And also I can show you the... Yeah, I hear the beeping too. Okay, so over here in the corner of the infirmary, we have the officer. She would be wearing her, enforcer hat, the demon host, and what one of the male enforcers turned into.
Uh-huh.
Where?
Inside the infirmary.
I see.
So you can see what the demon host's face looked like, what the enforcer turned into, and what the female enforcer looked like, although she would obviously be in uniform.
Right, okay.
And the group agreed not to show this video to the various Specs agents.
Right, okay. So, one last question is, do we know of any powers that Tyrion has that would render her able to turn invisible?
She's got a chameleon shroud or something like that.
Okay, then that works.
Yeah, you would have already witnessed. You would have witnessed her go invisible during combat that took place during one of the sessions you missed.
Okay, I apologize for being out of the loop and everything.
That's fine. It's okay.
I think Frosty's AFK.
Yeah, he said he was going to be back.
And you, Frosty!
Then the big question that everybody has right now is, why did the demon leave her alone?
Magic.
That hasn't been asked out loud yet, though.
Yeah, but everybody's thinking that exact same thing.
Yeah, Alexandra's the only one who hasn't actually seen the video or heard anyone describe what has taken place.
Do we know why she was captured?
She decided to run off solo to fight a couple people who we didn't even know were hostile, so she just upped and attacked them and slammed her fist into the elevator control panel. And then when fighting these guys, they all shot at her while she was standing in front of said elevator control panel. She dodged the bullets, but said bullets totally destroyed said control panel.
Okay. Well then.
But I'm not sure anyone in character actually knows that.
Well, they know that you got on the elevator, and the elevator just kept going up and up and up. Haley was able to ascertain that much.
We know that you done goofed.
Welcome back, Vern. So, okay, there's a lot of ambient noise. So, yeah, I'm just going to ask that anybody who isn't talking, just try to mute your Skype, and then, I don't do what I did and forget. So, I think at this point it was going to be Vern wanted more information out of Kieran, correct?
Correct. Vern tried to get Tyrion talk more about what happened during that staticky part between the demon teleporting to them and...
Okay, it sounds like someone's rubbing the microphone.
Yeah. Quick
Okay, that's
by the
better.
way.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead, Vern.
Yeah, Vern's trying to get Tyrion to talk about what happened between the static part when the demon teleported to them, and after that ate that one enforcer.
Is there a specific question?
Yeah, well, Vern did ask you, we need to know what happened between the time the thing appeared next to you and it killed the enforcer.
Well, she spoke in this weird language that I didn't understand and hurt my ears, and I tried to stop her, and she got mad at me and told me it's rude to interrupt, and then it ate her. Oh no, then they talked some more, then she ate, then she was eaten.
The way Tyrion just, told this is very discerning. They're like, oh, lack of motion.
Well, that's what happened.
Mm-hmm. That was out of character, just thinking. That's so he talked with the enforcer.
Mm-hmm.
Did the enforcer talk back Or was it just talking to her?
That is not a question that I necessarily know the answer to. I'm also trying to look for it in my chat log with VT.
They did converse. They both conversed in the language that Tyrion did not understand. However, the female enforcer did say in plain low Gothic to Tyrion, "It is rude to interrupt."
So will Tyrion be saying that they both, had a conversation? Or was the woman just listening the demon to talk?
No, she would have said there was a conversation. It's been a while since we did this, and I don't remember exactly what was.
This Vern would kind of squint his eyes. Not that you would see through the helmet, but the thing and then force a talk.
Can I make some sort of roll to see if Tyrion can figure out why exactly she's being questioned so heavily about this?
Yeah, since you're in a drugged state, go ahead and give me an intelligence roll.
Oh, great. And answering the questions. Continue.
I look at the others in the group and ask, do you have anything to ask from her when she's still conscious?
Maybe if she's a little bit more coherent, maybe she can answer the question of who exactly is Spencer?
You will see her face visibly change to a, kind of eyes get big, colored drains, assuming she has color to drain, kind of look on her face. At the mention of that name.
Should we roll awareness to notice this?
No,
change?
It's not subtle. It's in your face. If you're looking at her, you would be able to see this.
But you would roll a scrutiny to try and decipher what it means.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll one for Talia.
I think I will make it.
It was my perception. 28. I got a 1 in 4.
Ariane, would you want to roll as well?
Perception?
Oh wait, no, I'm not training scrutiny, so it's a 14 actually.
Roll it anyway.
Yeah. Nope.
I've got 4 degrees of success on my scrutiny.
Tyrion has always been this pale. Always.
So, Alex and let me see how well did Vern do. Vern, you're trained, so yours is just a basic test, I believe. Shelby, there's Shelby's roll. Shelby trained scrutiny. Yes, she is. Okay. So, yeah, pretty much Alexander's the only one who doesn't seem to clue in, which is amusing considering Tyrion was the one who confessed to Alexander first. But you pretty much all get the impression that Tyrion has been trying to hide the existence of Spencer from the rest of you. Ariane, in particular, let me send you a private message.
Okay.
Where's my skill? There it is.
Just a donut. Wait a second. Shelby's eaten enough donuts to go through 4 boxes. I only bought 1. How is that possible?
Okay. Ariane smiles a little bit and shakes her head.
Darren, who is this Spencer you've mentioned a few times now?
How truthful do I have to be?
Whoever he is.
Sorry, what? Scout?
I doubt that he's a threat, whoever he is.
BT, how truthful do I have to be about this?
You don't technically have to be truthful. It's not like you're under the effects of a truth serum or anything. But it's up to you. How do you want to roleplay it?
We probably will roll scrutiny to, check.
Spencer is important to me. I need to make sure Spencer is safe.
Who is he specifically?
Spencer is back on my home planet. That's all you need to know about Spencer.
All right, then. In that case, I don't think that this is a matter that's of much concern to us. Perhaps to you, but not to us and not to our mission as a whole.
Talia will agree with Ariane.
But she may be in danger, and in danger in a way that puts her in serious jeopardy.
Is there anything that we can realistically do? I wouldn't say that there is. I mean, it's not like we can just put you onto the next void ship back to your home planet. And even so, the voyage through the warp would take too much time.
Indeed.
So, we have more important duties to attend to right now.
Indeed, we have some kind of demon thing on the loop. I can't remember.
Yes.
Did Vern recognize what the demon thing was or not?
No, Vern didn't get the role. Jess got the role, and she still hasn't said anything in character about it.
Oh. Yeah, that's why Vern's just calling it a demon thing. Because it's obviously some kind of demon thing, but exactly what? No idea. We have that demon thing on the loose, and we need to find it and get rid of it.
You'll see Tyrion's, like...
What was Tyrion about to say?
Well, in the meantime, Tyrion is going to go, you don't understand, she's the love of my life, and she might be in danger because of this demon. And she'll kind of blurt it out and then realize what she said, and...
How could she possibly be in danger due to this demon? Unless you're suggesting that demons can travel instantly through the warp, and then...
and you mentioned that...
Think about it for a moment.
Technically, you all witnessed the demon teleporting from one spot to directly in Tyrion's face, except for Alexandra. So...
Directly into what?
Tyrion's face.
How far was that, though?
It was a room away. But,
that's not
it moved... you don't have the knowledge base to say what a demon can or cannot do.
Well, regardless, Karen, if the love of your life is threatened due to this demon, then wouldn't the ideal action for us to take be to hunt down this demon? Because I believe that was...
Wait, whoa. Talia says, raising her hand, reading the message that Shelby just gave her. And we'll look to Shelby with like a rather upset expression saying, none of us realize that. Shelby, you should have... Shelby says the demon is back in the war.
What?
How do you know this?
She hands the data slate back to Shelby and says, explain, please.
You'll see Tyrion fighting against whatever restraint she's in. Like, you need to get me out of here and you need to get me home.
No.
Hold on.
Stop squirming.
There is literally nothing that you can do right now. You are in no condition to fight. There is no way that you can get back to your home. And if the demon could reach your home, then there would be absolutely no way you could get there before the demon did.
So Talia looks kind of frustrated and confused. She'll explain what Shelby typed, and then we'll ask Shelby, so is that it? Like, the demon host it's a non-issue now? Is that what you're saying?
How do you know this?
Yes, I want to know that as well.
How do you know this?
At this point, Talia will frustratingly say, okay, so I guess your powers are back then. That's very good to know. And yes, Shelby is a psyker. We've all been exposed to that fact. So I guess she just knows these things. But I imagine it's the sort of knowledge that the rest of us wouldn't be permitted to know. And Talia will look to Shelby to find out if that's the case.
Vern is getting visibly furiated because he doesn't know what to expect here. What the hell's going on?
Alex is still awestruck that this, in fact, you guys are now suddenly talking about another demon. She does not know anything else you guys are talking about.
Something is happening to my
well, you know, we did say that there was another thing on the loose.
Well, you said thing, yeah, but a thing could be anything.
What was that you said, Scout?
Something that's happening to my map, so a whole bunch of errors were coming up.
Oh.
You disconnected.
I'm reconnecting.
Okay. Yeah, sadly it is a bit of a buggy program that occasionally just spazzes out.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what it was doing. Okay.
Yeah, you guys shouldn't be running anything other than the map tools, Matchy, and whatever programs you might need for game tonight.
Okay.
I can hear something cracking.
That's my mouse wheel.
Ah. All right. So.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll tell you in character. We'll ask, what are we doing then?
That is a great question. If the demon is no more here, if it's a non-issue.
Okay. Shelby will show the data slate to Talia again, and you'll see Talia's jaw drop. And she'll then grab Shelby's arm and drag her away from the group. Is anyone going to respond to this?
Vern will go after him. What? This is obviously important. What?
No, this is personal. This is totally unrelated to everything that's going on here. Shelby just crossed the line with me.
Scrutiny to see if she's lying. I have no idea.
It's both 75s. Interesting. You're just gonna leave them to have their little conversation?
Just for shits and giggles. Let's see how I do. Nope.
Vern will seem frustrated, but he will give them that space they wanted.
Okay, so what exactly did you guys find? I'm just hearing about this now. You just said things. Things can mean a lot of different things.
Well, using the word another thing means that we've met it before, and what we've met here before, cultists and demons. And I think I used the word demon earlier, to be honest.
So
Demon thing.
So when Alex asks that, I'm saying you're going to inform about everything you guys saw in the picture recorders?
Probably not in great detail because, well, it's heretical.
Well, you at least probably mentioned that there was three things going on, right? 3 of those things?
You know, mentioned there was a bigger demon. It raised up to other little things. We tell not in great detail about the fight, what the witches and the enforcers had, but
That's
we
fine.
tell her that there was a fight.
Yeah. Okay, so according to Shelby, the big one left may or may not come back, but what about the 2 little things?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
But I was just about to say that if the demon, whatever thing, is a non-issue, we should probably... what time is it now?
Are you saying in game what time is it?
Yeah, I'm asking what time is it.
It's getting very close to curfew, sleep time. Sun is set basically, so equivalent approximation 8 or 9 p.m., but that doesn't necessarily have an appropriate reference to this planet because it might not move at the same speed as Earth.
Yeah. If the demon is an issue, we should possibly try to get some rest. I look at everyone, and everyone probably seems quite beat.
Yes, and actually when you look over towards Talia and Shelby, you would see Shelby basically giving Talia puppy dog eyes, while Talia has her face in both her hands and then drags her hands down as she looks up at the ceiling and just sort of, her hands tremble slightly as she just stares at the ceiling, takes a very big sigh, and if you're paying attention, you'd see that Talia says, "We'll talk about this later. We have more pressing things to deal with."
And it seems we all would
Yay!
need some rest. So if, like I said, if the demon thing is a non-issue, we shall rest for the night here in this tower and continue back to Lynn and other issues tomorrow morning.
I agree, but we still gotta worry about those two little things.
Well, can you follow them through the air ducts?
No.
Yeah, that's the thing. And how do we know if they... Well, we need to ask Shelby if she knows if they went with the thing. There's not really much we can do to follow them through the ducts. At least I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you all think?
Well, Shelby didn't follow, so Talia will march back over to her, grab her, and say, I said we need to focus. Come on.
I'm back.
Not welcome back. All right, so I'll just give you a quick recap of what was just discussed. Shelby apparently crossed a line with Talia. Talia dragged her away from the group. Vern and Haley tried to follow, but Talia stressed that it's a personal matter and totally unrelated to the mission. She had a very quiet, frustrated conversation with the mute while Vern was asking, do any of you think there's anything we can do tonight? If not, I'm going to say we should all get some rest.
I'm in favor of getting rest as well.
Yeah. I'm in favor of getting rest as well.
Tyrion will say that it left me here for a reason. Maybe we can use me to get it back here? I mean, that doesn't have to happen tonight, but...
Sorry, what?
She's offering herself as bait for the demon, apparently.
We're too valuable. Can't go off
We really don't want
doing
to...
heroics like that. We need to...
I rather not tempt a demon with anything.
Yes, I'm...
So we're just going to do nothing and let it go back?
If it's gone from this plane, we really shouldn't mess with it. We should count our blessings.
Just
at
because
that point.
Shelby said it disappeared now, just maybe it isn't close enough for her to be able to tell it's here. Or not elsewhere on the planet.
I'd rather not tempt it to come back and it decides to bring along a couple of friends.
Yes, we should be prepared for it if it should decide to rear its head again, but we shouldn't tempt it. That's just asking for death.
You, Turin, have had a really stressful day. You should try to get some rest.
Yeah.
And with that, Vern starts to move away from her and looks at the others.
Yeah. Okay, sleep well, Taryn. Hope you have a good night.
Haley has been very quiet throughout this. Joe, are you just not feeling it tonight, or is Haley actually quiet for a reason?
I'm sorry, I am so tired right now. Thankfully, I haven't actually had to do much, but what she's gonna do now with everyone finished there, Tyrion probably passing out the drugs or whatnot, just a quick prayer over her.
Okay. While you're doing the prayer, Alex, I think I forgot to mention, but you would have been offered a box with Tyrion's equipment and personal effects.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have opened this box? Would you have handed it off to anyone in the party?
Not yet. Not with Tyrion near.
Okay. Since Haley recently lost her stuff, would you let Haley take first dibs at the box?
We'll go over that later, just because there might be. I want Alex to go through the first things to see if there's anything of interest, but she's still gonna share it with anybody who's like, hey, did anybody know Tyrion had this?
So, I think I'm going to need to reboot my computer because none of you are having issues with the call.
It's
No. It's been pretty clear recently,
sometimes a bit.
It's just books keeps on.
Because for me, it's I'm missing every other word because it's just mute audio. So
Probably something on your
just
end.
before I reboot, I just want to say, was there anything any of you wanted to do in particular before you got rest, or are you just going to ask the Arbites where you can have some private quarters?
Ariane would like to take Vern aside.
I would like to talk to Talia in private.
Pretty much, I just want to ask Shelby and Haley, and maybe Ariane to go over Tyrion's stuff to make sure none of it was tainted.
Vern would like to get some of the Arbites who are in the... What?
This is a little on topic actually, but do we actually have any methods for detecting corruption?
You guys, if you had some in holy regents, you could attempt to perform some rituals, but you need to first purchase said items because neither of you have any.
Okay, who has all the money?
Vern has no money. He has currency.
Who has all the currency? Who has all the thrones?
I think, well, technically, since I have Tyrion's cash as well as my own, I'm probably the richest person in the group right now. Or at least the one with the most liquid cash.
Okay, so
Can I try to requisition some reagents?
well, we'll have to do that after I finish rebooting. So let me send that file to you that I'm sorry I haven't got around to actually send.
It's okay.
With Ariane, there we are. Send that to you, Scout. And then, Joe, you can end the recording now.